everyone, it's Steph, and today I have a lot of stuff to talk about, as you would imagine. The past couple days have been really busy, and it was BGG Conline, and we had a bunch of publishers showing off their new games, and it was a lot of fun, so I got to be a part of that. Also in the mix of all of that, I had my weekly Wednesday night game fest where Michael and I ended up playing 4 games. It was amazing. We had a few huge raid parties, which was fantastic, and it brought like a crazy number of people to the channel, which was very exciting. So we had, I think we maxed out at 448 viewers at one point, which is phenomenal. And I can't thank that raid group enough for, bringing a little bit awareness to my channel. And we were playing Obsession at the time, so that was appropriate for the UK group. So that was a lot of fun. It's been a crazy week. And exciting news, which I'll probably mention again at the end, but my Kickstarter is approved and ready to go. So let me see. I think I have a link that I can give to people, and you can follow along. And here we go. There's that link. And this link will take you to the pre-launch Kickstarter page. So if you want to know when my calendar is going to be available on Kickstarter, it will notify you when I launch my page, which is the plan is right now on Tuesday. I want to launch it. So Tuesday is the day, and you can check out the cool Kickstarter page I've been working so hard on creating with Derek, who's been my knight in shining armor of making all of it happen, putting my all my words into a nice artistic creative design that is very colorful and very me. So I'm very excited to show that off, so you can follow that. In other news, let's see, Pile of Games podcast, Jeremy and I had our second episode that was released yesterday. So if you want to hear what Jeremy and I have to say, we're talking about all the games we've been playing recently, and we had one big review, so you can check out what we had to say about Pendulum. I think that was the review that was just released. So, we have a lot of games piling up, so that's why we called it, we're calling our podcast Pile of Games, because we just have stacks of games, and we could literally go on and on and on for like hours and hours about games that we're playing or excited about. There's just so many games right now, and so there's just we have a lot of plans in the works. So going forward, we're gonna try and make it better each and every time. So there's definitely some plans with that. It's a lot of fun. So, again, Kickstarter for my awesome gaming calendar 2021. I'm very excited. Yay! So, I will come back to that in a little while. I think it takes a little bit for people to join in to get notified about my stream. So, I'm trying to give a little bit more time for people to join in before I jump into all the games I've been playing, which is a crazy amount of games. Like, I'm surprised I even have time to play games with all the stuff I've been doing and everything that's going on. It's just like so crazy to me that there's that I even find time to play games. But thankfully, I have a great group of friends that play online, and Michael's around most of the time to play games. So thanks, Michael. How's it going? He's upstairs. He's gonna be my secondhand man if he's gonna join in for this, and hopefully provide links to the games I talk about. We would buy the magic of being able to play games. Bottle your secrets. What secrets? I think I'm missing something. The one tar. I believe that's Tiffany, right? Tiffany, right? The one tar. Or T. We call you T. Yep. Cool. Nice to see you. You know what? In a sneak peek, I usually go over the games I played, followed by the games I'm excited to play. Basically, new games that have come into into my household that I'm excited to play. So I'm going to do a sneak peek since T is in the chat right now, and she might disappear, but this is one I just got that I'm very excited to try. Hodgepodge Haberdash from Hava Games. And it's just a, little kid's game. It says from 3 years old and up. So it's definitely for the younger crowd, but I am a big fan of playing all the games, so I am very excited to give this one a go. It's super cute. I am very excited. I haven't actually opened the box yet, so I can't. It literally just got here, and I've been like super busy with everything going on, the BGG stream and everything. So, but it looks adorable, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy playing that one. So that'll be featured a little bit more with all the other games that I'm getting. It has 2 stickers because of reasons. Okay, 2 stickers. Yeah, I was trying to like peel off one of the stickers, but then I noticed there were 2 stickers, so I'm like, okay, I'll wait on that. I'm like, oh, there's arrows. I can just pull it. Nope, there's another sticker. Okay. It's kid friendly. I mean, it's not kid friendly, even though it's a kid game. It's a test for no plastic wrap. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't mind the no wrap. So that doesn't bother me at all. I just need to get my like X-Acto knife over here, which I keep on the table for reasons like this. A lot of the like Target type games have the stickers on the side with no shrink wrap. So, whenever we get something like that, we just use this like handy dandy X-Acto knife. I'm trying to cut through. I don't want to ruin the box. And then it opens up. All right, I see a die. We get to roll dice. I like dice. The age range starts at 3 years old, so this is definitely going to be a family weight game. Oh my goodness, look at these cute little like glasses. Oh my gosh. And it's very colorful, which is, very exciting for me. So I love color. So anything with lots of color is great. I look forward to trying that out, and hopefully I'll show that on the live stream coming up. Just a quick, fun little game to play with the family and kids. So the stuff, since T was here, I felt like, I got to show that off a little bit. It is so super cute. And welcome, Jeremy. Yes, I just mentioned the Pile of Games podcast. If you missed it, we aired that yesterday, our second one, and we have more of that coming up. So if you want to see our review of Pendulum and other games that we have been playing, you should check out Pile of Games podcast. Jeremy and I take on all of the pile of games that we have. We have so many piles of games. And I was just saying, we could go on and on and on and on and on about games for hours and hours and hours. Haba needs more Skype games. That could be good too. There could be some games out there that they could make. So she's working on it. Great. So to start off, I have played a bunch of games. I started Monday's blog with a super big mech game called what is it called? Starship Samurai. And it mixes space games and Japanese samurais in mech form in a game. And it's from Plaid Hat Games. It's super gorgeous. If you have that mind of you have your pagodas in mind and you have your space in mind, and you can put it into your picture into gorgeous art. It's phenomenally beautiful. So the quality of this game is fantastic. The gameplay itself is gonna work for specific groups. It's not necessarily my type of game, but I think it could work really well for people who love area control and a push and pull tug of war type of situation where you're trying to take dominance of specific factions, and the areas on the game board using your different mechs that have different abilities. So all mechs have like a unique ability, and there's you're working with cards that give you special abilities as well. So I think this is going to work really well with groups who like that kind of, well, first of all, if they like the theme of space samurais, I mean, and the really cool looking mechs, I think this will work very well for those people who like the area control mechanic a lot. So for me, it's not like a big winning or losing kind of mechanic. So I'm not drawn towards area control. I actually don't really particularly enjoy it all that much, but I think what this game does, it does it pretty well. I'm still a little bit confused about like why rounds are the way they are. So depending on how many people you're playing, you're gonna do fewer or more rounds. It doesn't. It's not like 2, 3, 4. It's like 4, 3, 6 or something. I don't know. It was like really weird structure on how to play the game or something. So I've only played it the one time, so I'm sure there's reasons for all of that, and I just didn't see it at that moment. But the 2-player game did feel a bit long, so playing a fewer rounds is probably better, but you'll have more grasp on what you're doing in the game, and you'll probably gain that control that you need or you missed out on in the first part of the game. I'm not sure, but I think this is a beautiful game. I definitely think it's worth checking out and playing at least once to see if you enjoy it. Again, I don't think it will be for everybody, but, let's see, what else? Oh, Michael and I played on the live stream last Sunday. We played Last Bastion, and this game is really, really cool. It's a lot. I mean, you're gonna die. It should be called like Last Breath because you're gonna die. If you know Ghost Stories, it is very much like Ghost Stories. It's a re-theme of Ghost Stories. I can't tell you the differences other than theme, but I know that they did streamline some of it to make it a little bit easier to understand, easier to jump into play a game. And so we played on the live stream, and we got about 5 rounds before we were kaput. Like we didn't manage the skulls on the board at all. So when the third one popped up, we don't have till the end of the round to finish it. You are just dead. So you really need to manage those skulls. Otherwise, you're kind of like, oops. Totally Ghost Stories re-theme. Exactly. Yeah. So it was so much fun to play, and hopefully we get to play it again soon because, I want to do better. I don't ever think we'll win the game, but, if we can at least play a few times just to see if we get even a little bit closer, that will help. And I love that all the characters have different unique abilities, and so there's different people to try, different combos to try, and just have fun with it. You're gonna lose. It's fine. It's a cooperative, challenging game, and it's a lot of fun. So, yeah. The next game that we played was Cleocatra coming at ya. Cleocatra coming at ya, which is a very light tile placement game. So it's not heavy on strategy. You're going to draw a tile, and you're going to place a tile and put a meeple on it. You might score your meeples instead, and so you'll score depending on the variety of colors where a meeple is located and how many other helper meeples are on those tiles that you're scoring. And so and each of the tiles has its own little unique ability, so you might be able to move a tile to help score better, or these things. So Cleocatra is a new game from Tate, Sunrise Tornado, and he loves cats. Get Cat Rescue instead. Cat Rescue I remember playing way back when, and it was a clever little area like manipulation abstract kind of situation, I remember. Again, it's been a long time since I played that, but if you're looking for a cat themed game, Cleocatra, it was fairly light, even with the extra little add-ons that we added in. But it's not a very long game at all. It's a race to 23 points. And yeah, I'm glad I got to try it. I'm not sure it's going to be hitting the table a whole lot, but, I would play it again. And yeah, I from coming from Tate, I'm more excited about Promenade that is getting rethemed and picked up by Rio Grande, which I've talked about previously, which is a fantastic like card hand management marketing type of game where you're market manipulation kind of game. And so that's a really clever deck builder game. But this one again is Cleopatra. It's on a very basic level. So if you're looking for like light family games, that could be a good choice. And what else? Oh, another really great family weight game, if you like Push Your Luck, which of course I love Push Your Luck, is Dolly the Fox. Oh my goodness, this game is like so super cute. You are rolling dice, collecting different eggs, and you can keep going, or you could take the eggs that you've collected already, but if you keep going, you might bust. So if I roll my dice, there's going to be 1 farmer dice and 2 egg dice. The egg dice have the primary colors, red, orange, and blue, and the farmer dice has one of all of the 6 colors, all of the rainbow, the 6 colors of the rainbow. And so if I roll a red and a red and a yellow, I could make orange, or I could take a red or a yellow egg. However, if the farmer is showing a red farmer, I can't take a red egg. So I could take either orange or yellow. So I take orange. Okay, now I roll the dice again, maybe. And I roll a yellow, and a yellow farmer. Well, the farmer is blocking the yellow, and I can't have an option, so I bust. I have to put the egg back that I could have automatically taken, or I could have kept pushing my luck. But what are the chances of that happening? Well, of course you're gonna roll it, because that's how I always push my luck, and I roll and then I lose. So, yeah, it's worse when you roll the same of all the colors, of course. And you're just trying to collect 10 eggs to win the game. It's very simple, very light, but it comes in this barn, and there's like this whole like mechanical thing. So it's a gimmick, but it's really cool because it's functional. So I have to hand it to Happy Baobab that they really just they put a lot of time and effort into making this game look great, and they did a good job. So I was excited to play that one, and we played on the live stream as well. So you can check out that video as well. Then Michael and I also played Escape the Room, Curse of the Dollhouse, which is perfect for, October month and the scary, it has that haunted feeling. This game is an Escape the Room, and it's going to last about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how much time and effort you want to put into each of the puzzles. It's a big time investment. You could break it up if you wanted to, but you might as well just play through it, right? We just played through it. So I liked it. I think it's pretty cool. I think if you like the Escape the Room games, you will like this. It has a lot of puzzles that you might have kind of seen before, or it'll be familiar, but they'll also have some new stuff as well. Some of the challenges were really good and interesting. Some of them were a little bit outside the box for us, and we had to use a lot of hints to figure out what they're trying to get at. So yay. But I love that it's like set up like a dollhouse. You use the top and the bottom box, and it creates this like whole like dollhouse thing. So it looks really cool. And you work your way through the 4 different rooms, and you figure out all the puzzles, and eventually you get to the attic for the big finale. So if you like the escape games, then I think this is a perfect fit. And so I think that comes out basically like next week or something really soon, from Think Fun Games. So if you aren't familiar, you can check out, Michael posted the link in the chat right there. So that's really cool. So a game that was a big hit for us this past week, we got to try out Obsession, and then we ended up playing Obsession on the live stream on Wednesday, and it was fantastic. When we played the original game, we just did the base game so Michael could learn it, and then we played on the live stream with Upstairs Downstairs expansion, which is phenomenal. So if you already have Obsession And you have the first original printing. You can just get upstairs, downstairs. It has a lot of content that the second edition of Obsession has. So you don't necessarily need to get... the doorbell. You don't actually need to get the second edition of Obsession, because most of the content that you get is in the expansion. So that's great to know. But also, the expansion adds a 5th and 6th player count. So there's meeples and stuff. And all the extra tiles and everything you need. There's a whole bunch more content, like they increase the card size to be a little bit bigger for those small cards. And Michael went to get the door. I think I got some more games coming in. So it's exciting. If you like Obsession, then I think the expansion adds a whole lot of extra content and more. There's 4 new servants you're going to be using, and it's just a big game, and a lot of things are going on, so it's very exciting. So if you wanted to know more about that, we went over in detail the rules and all of the expansions for and the differences between the editions. What do you got?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh boy. You could add to my stack that I'll talk about in a minute. He's standing right in my line. My light. It has Russian on it. Oh, so it's probably coming from Hobby Lobby. Hobby. Yeah. Hobby.
Escape from the Asylum.
Oh my god. You're being really loud. I'm currently live streaming right now.
I know. I was upstairs.
Hobby World. Thank you. Like, not Hobby Lobby. Hobby World. Yes. That was my first thought if you said Russia, but I could be wrong. So,
we'll find out.
What else did we play? We played Dwarf. Dwarf is a 1 to 3 player game, and you have a setup of cards. Dude, do that somewhere else. He's being really loud.
I'm trying to open it up for you.
Well, it's fine. So you are placing your little dwarf meeples on different cards to acquire resources, to forge new weapons, or to fend off games. Yeah, just add to the stack. Cool. Oh no, it's from Lifestyle Board Games. Wow, this has been in the transit for like months. Very cool, very cool. Add to the stack. I'll show it off in a minute. So Dwarf is really cool. You could add more players if you have more copies of the game. Each round, you're going to put out 2 new cards into the display. You have to run upstairs and go show them the link to Dwarf.
I'm supposed to be working.
All right, then go work. Ruining my thing. Steph, you've motivated me to figure out my Twitch login. Back in the calendar, day 1. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Oh, cool. I see all these games I don't. So yeah, the calendar will go live on Tuesday. So again, Dwarf. I'm getting distracted by so many things, but Dwarf has a really cool mechanic where cards are coming into play and covering up other cards. So the action you might want next round might not be there because a card might show up. And it might even be that, a monster comes out and takes away all your gold. And so you're trying to work around all these things. And you're just trying to get majorities of 2 of the 3 types of materials that are looking for. So it's a really interesting, very fast kind of, it works as a solo game too. So there's a mechanic where, spaces will be blocked depending on the cards that are being revealed. So I don't know, it's a really neat little game there. And I know it's on Tabletopia. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out on Tabletopia. A really cool game that we got to play on the live stream last week is called Garum. And it's an abstract tile laying game where you're laying down these tiles and you'll put your meeple on one of the spaces, and at the end of the game, for each of the matching colors in that line or column that the meeple can see, you'll get so many points. So if it's underneath if you have only 4 or fewer, you're going to get negative points. If it's more than that, up to 9, you'll get a whole bunch of points. So if you see 9 of your colors, you're doing really well and you'll score your best. And everybody has a big meeple in their different colors, and that will score double the points. So it's really interesting. It's a really interesting and solid game. So that came out last year. I'm very excited that we got to show it off and play for everybody. So if you're interested in seeing that, you can check back that live stream. And we had a lot of fun with that. If you're playing 2-player, you'll play 2 colors each. So, okay, Michael went back upstairs. He's put dwarf, and then I talked about garum. It's like a fish sauce, which is what I learned. It's kind of fishy. Thanks for that. And then we played Abandon All Artichokes. So if you like very light card games, this would fall into that category. Abandon All Artichokes, you start with a hand of 10 artichokes, and your only goal to win the game is to have, when you draw up your hand of 5 cards, or fewer, if you have fewer than that, and you have no artichokes in that hand, you'll win the game. So you're just trying to collect all these different veggies to add to your hand. They all have different powers. And so you're trying to harm the other players by giving them your artichokes, or you're trying to kill away your artichokes with the different powers on the veggie cards. And so all of these different cards will have, cool abilities, and you're just trying to deconstruct your hand, deconstruct your deck. A played through. Hi all. Hey, Board Game Italia. Nice. Thanks for joining in. Thanks everybody for joining in. I'm doing my rundown of games that I play. I play a crazy number of games, so I'm excited to share with you all these games that I've been playing and enjoying. My next one that we played was My Funny Dinos. I love the theme of dinosaurs anyway, so the fact that this game from Happy Baobab is a dexterity game, so I love that kind of thing. So what you do is you throw all the bones on a platform, which is the game box bottom top or whatever. So you throw them all on there, and then you throw the campsites down, and then you get these tweezers and you start trying to pull out the bones and make these standees of dinosaurs if you can. If you can get a dinosaur with all matching colors, you get a little bit more points, but you don't have to. You can just find different legs from different dinosaurs and different tails, it doesn't matter, and throw it all together to get a funny dinosaur. So that's where you get the name My Funny Dinosaur. So it's really, really cute. Dexterity, so obviously dexterity won't be for everybody, but it would be a great family game. I love dexterity. I'm always up to play dexterity games. So this worked out pretty well for me. Welcome, Yoda. Thanks for joining in. Now I'm on today's blog post, which I played a bunch of online games, but I also played a new card game called High-Low Flip. And this is, it honestly mostly reminds me of Uno. However, which is a good however, there isn't there's more of a push your luck kind of element and a timing aspect. So if the coin says high, you're gonna have to keep playing a higher card. Some of the cards have special ability. If it ends in a 2, you'll have to play an additional card. Or if it ends in a 0, then I think it's worth 10 extra points if it's collected. And then you keep playing one at a time, one after the other. And if you can't play a higher card, then you have to draw a card and see if you can play a higher card. At that point, if you can't play a higher card, you just play it. Otherwise, you flip the coin and see where it lands. If it lands on low, then you can play a lower card. Otherwise, if it lands on high again and you don't have a high card, the other player will get the stack of cards. And getting the stack of cards means they go to your victory score. And so you'll add up your points once the game is over. The round is over. The round is over once somebody runs out of cards in their hand. So it's different than Uno, but it gives me that kind of same feeling. I like flipping the coin and pushing your luck a little bit. It's if it's on high, do you play your highest card at that point? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The game box is super colorful, which obviously attracts me because I love color. What else? Oh, the other day we did get to learn a new game on Tabletop Simulator called Zen Garden. This is coming out from Queen Games, and I'm very excited because it's a light tile placement game. You're drafting tiles and placing them into your garden. Your garden will end up being a 4x4 grid, and each time you add a tile, you can kind of arrange your garden. Just not really. You can't move things around, but you can slide things to the left or to the right or up or down, as long as there isn't 4 in that row or column yet. So it's basically free form. But once something's down, you can't move it at all. And you're trying to create these different pathways with different terrain types, but you're trying to do that all within what the emperor is looking for. So maybe the emperor is looking for storks, or maybe the emperor is looking for wooden walkways or something like that. So you're trying to collect as much as what pleases him as you can, as well as doing these other patterns on your board to score as many points as you can. So it's fairly light, but there's a lot of thinking involved because there's so many ways to score. Definitely right up my alley. Definitely a game that I really enjoy. And so that's coming out this year. I actually don't know if it's out yet. Queen hasn't really done a whole lot of promotion for this game, so I don't really know where it stands. I just know that it's on Tabletop Simulator, and so we got to try it, which is great because now I know that I like it, and now I know that I probably want to own it. Storks, does the emperor want a bunch of babies? I think it's a stork. I don't know. There's different like birds and statues and different things going on. I think Dan was collecting storks. I don't really know. I'm not great with theme. Maybe it was a flamingo. I don't know. Could be a swan. I don't remember. I can't. I mean, it's all in my mind, but we played it like a week ago. So now it's like I can't remember everything. There's so much that goes on every day. So gotta keep track of this stuff. What else did we play? Oh, on the live stream, we played a few other games. We played Robots. This was so much fun to play on the live stream because people were playing along with us and giving us what they thought was their opinion. So Robots is basically the mind for kids. And and it was fun to play because, if you're looking at a card, if you're the one giving the clues, I see like the slow robot needs to get to the apple. And so you find the apple on this path, and then you have to like kind of go beep, and then you wait for as long as it takes to get to the apple, and you say beep, and then everybody in the chat was trying to guess on where I ended up. Michael was playing, and he was trying to guess where I ended up, and so we were getting points depending on that. So that was like so much fun to play on the live stream. Oh, it was a crane. It was a crane. Okay, sorry. Stork, crane, aren't they they're similar. Anyway, so Robots was great fun. So you can check out that video and try and guess along when, and see how well you do compared to my speed. It was so funny because yesterday on the BGG live stream, during the con line, we were playing Robots as well. And, they were like, slow robot. And then it was like, beep, beep. And I'm like, that was no time. It must be the first one. No, it was like 5 down the line. I'm like, how can you get much faster? Their timing was so obscure or askew or whatever, and it was just super funny to see. I'm like, what? Didn't make any sense to me. But you play with a different group every time, and you're gonna get different speeds every time. So it's fun to see how that works between different groups. Again, I'd probably just rather play the mind, but I'm really happy that, we can play Robots with like an online kind of situation where people can get involved. So, let's see. Then we also played Oh Hanami. I played that with Dan online because he was crying that we left him out one day. So we played it again, and it was great to play online. We played it with 4 players online, and I think it's really great with 4 players because you're going to see all the cards. You can kind of plan for things a little bit. You can kind of plan to get, a number of pink cards if you started early enough. Shrey and I were both going heavily for the Blossom cards, and I ended up, I think, maxing out my score for that, and I ended up with a huge score of 190 points, so that was a fairly good score on my end. And then Michael and I played it on the live stream, so that was exciting as well, and we got to show it off. I'm really happy to promote Ohanami. That was one of my favorite games of 2019 that I got to play, and now it's getting released by Pandasaurus Games. So, it's a really great game. I love drafting games, and it's a nice tableau builder. So it's definitely gonna be in my collection forever. Oh, a crane joke because cranes build buildings. Yeah. What else did we play? Oh, on the live stream, we played a game of Queens. I wanted to play this game because it's easy to play, and I don't think it got nearly enough promotion when it first came out, so I wanted to revisit that with Michael and get my ass handed to me. So I didn't do a great job managing my garden so well, because the game is almost, I don't want to say it's a race, but once that 5th garden tile is taken and played, that triggers the end of the game, and it kind of threw me for a surprise because I was not prepared for that game to end when it did. And Michael's like, "Yep, it's over." I'm like, "What?" I was in shock. So, if Queens interests you at all, it's a light set collection game with the abstract placement of like the flowers and bees, and so I think it's really cool to see how that goes. And I had a lot of fun playing that on the live stream the other day, so you can check that out. What else? Oh, we're almost getting to the end. We played a 3-player game of Carnival of Monsters, which I can't say that I recommend because I think with Carnival of Monsters, there needs to be more of a group of players because you want to be able to see more cards. I think the biggest problem is the deck of cards is like this big, and it's really hard to manipulate what you're going to get in a 3-player game because you can't really compete for the common round goals with 3 players because you're just not going to see 2 airy monsters, so the one person who can get the airy monster will get the airy bonus, and then it's kind of like, well. And so I think there either needs to be a breakdown for 2 and 3 players where you take some cards out, or like also a progression of cards I think is missing. So 7 Wonders, you have age 1, 2, and 3. Carnival of Monsters, you play over 3 or 4 rounds, and you don't really have that progression of cards get better or worse. They're just all mixed in together. So I like the game. I like what it's doing, but I think that, it just doesn't work as well as like a game like 7 Wonders, which I absolutely adore, top 5. And so I don't know if it's in the collection for the long haul. I thought there was an expansion coming up, but I might have misread that, so I need to check on that and see if that's true or not. We got to play Le Havre! Yay! I love Le Havre. Oh, I love Le Havre. Love it. And obviously, probably many people know of Le Havre. I think it works best with 2 or 3 people, so we played 3 people. I ended up explaining it because Shrey hadn't played in, like, forever. So, but he wants to play again, so I suppose that is awesome because, if people want to play a game again, that's usually a good sign. Scott likes the game, but he had so much money and he wasn't buying buildings, and he really needed to be buying buildings. So he missed out on a lot of opportunity to score points because he was just paying us to use our buildings. He was like, whatever, I'll pay you guys. And so he needed to buy some more buildings for himself. One of my faves, Michael says, Derek says, I need to try. Yeah, totally. You totally need to try. So hopefully we get to play that again really soon. And finally, we played a game of Calico. Scott hadn't played, Shrey hadn't played, so Dan taught it, and I played last Origin, so it was over a year ago at this point, and I really love Calico. I think it's a great tile placement game, and one that is really cool. It's so many ways to score points, so many things to think about with the different patterns, the different colors, everything that you're doing on your board matters. So it has that really big puzzly aspect to it, which I absolutely love. And so we had a great time with that. I didn't think it would win Shrey over because he's not really big on abstracts, but I know Dan likes it well enough. And I thought Scott would like the cat theme because Scott loves cats. So it was a good time to play. And I think everybody enjoyed it well enough. I certainly love it. I would play it at any time. I am now currently undefeated, so that's exciting. So it's the second game of Calico I've ever played. So I really, really like that one a lot. Yeah. So that's all the games that I've been playing this week. And there's so much more coming next week. Michael and I have already played a bunch of games that I'm going to be featuring in next week's blog. And I'm trying to get everything working out to, to have my new to me blog next Friday is when I'm going to try and have that posted. Because the first is like a Thursday, so it could be Wednesday or Friday. So I'll go with Friday this time, and there's, so it gives me a little bit extra time because I have got the Kickstarter launching on Tuesday. Again, if you want the Kickstarter, you can get notified when that's around. You can go there and get notified as soon as that goes up and gets live, which is sometime on Tuesday whenever I can hit that launch button and get ready and go for it. I don't really know what to expect, so hopefully we can hit the funding goal. There's a lot of cool options for the different levels in which you can back, so it'll be interesting to see what people want to do. Again, this is for my Steph's Awesome Gaming Calendar 2021. I'm very excited. Thanks so much to Derek. I'm going to mention him all the time because he helped me with the graphic design of the Kickstarter, and he made it really colorful and beautiful. And so I'm very excited to show off my calendar and offer up a lot of cool services like Game Time with Steph. If you feel like you want to pledge and support me and the channel and you want to play some games with me, that will be an option. That's an option that's a pledge that you can make, and we can make it a game night, and it's going to be so fun. Thank you, Matt, for saying great photos. I put a lot of work into my calendar and my photos all the time. So I try and do the best photos I can, make any horrible game look beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. There aren't that many horrible games, but even the horrible ones, I like to try and make beautiful too. Because pictures sell games. Words sell games too, but I think pictures sell games more so. I've seen a lot of them in my 10 versus 10 videos. Yes, I love those 10 versus 10 videos with the Murph brothers on the BGG channel. I don't know when the next one's going to be. Hopefully they release one today or next week or sometime soon. They've been kind of sporadic because BGG's been kind of busy with a lot of different events going on during this COVID time. So hopefully we'll see more of those soon. I know we have Murph Brothers and I have been filming those, so we definitely have some on the back stocks that need to come out still. And yeah, there's more of that. And what else do I got going on? Oh, next week I've been invited by the Dice Tower to do a top 10 with them. So I don't know if that's going to be live. They haven't really told me much. So I plan on joining the Dice Tower for a top 10 with them. And I already have my list formed and everything. I'm not going to give spoilers though, because that would be cheating. And so I will give more information about that, hopefully on Wednesday, because we're filming on Thursday. So I don't know if it's live or not. They haven't told me. So, it's very exciting. Tom's a good guy. He's like, Steph, do you want to be on the top 10? I'm like, yeah, that'd be fun. Is Bonacor on too? I hope so. Oh my goodness. I hope Bonacor is going to join us. That'd be amazing. Cause who doesn't love Bonacor? So just remember, this is September. There's only a few more days left to subscribe under September. And so it's a discounted rate for subscribing to this channel, Board Gamer Stuff. That's me. And you can do that free with the Amazon Prime account if you have that available to you, or it's at a discount rate. And anything you subscribe with, you're supporting me, my channel, everything that I do here. We play lots of games. Michael and I try and play on Sunday nights, and we try and play every Wednesday as well. And there's so many games to play. So come October, we're going to show off a bunch of scary games or like horrific games. We have a bunch of games in mind. So it will be a good month for gaming in October, because who doesn't love like those horrified games? Top 10 themeless games. Oh, that would be fun. No, Tom gave me like this list of like of topics. I'm like, well, at first he wanted me to do a topic that I was less enthusiastic about. So I'm like, is there anything else? And so the topic he first proposed to me was top 10 underrated designers. And so I think my problem with this one is that, one, I don't really even follow a whole lot of designers anyway. I follow maybe 5 designers, like 4 to 5 designers that, I want to play all of their games all of the time. And that those 5 designers would be obviously Uwe Rosenberg, number 1. Hands down. I want to play all of his games all the time. Followed by like Hisashi, Yokohama, Okazu brand games. I love most of his games. They're really cool and different, and I always want to try his games. Other people, obviously Feld. I love most Feld games. There are some that are hit or miss, fine, but that will happen with any designer. So. But he is a designer that I would always want to play, at least try his games. Who else was on the list of favorite designers was Sushi. What's his first name? Suchi? It was V. It's V. I'm not even great with the designers that I like, but Sushi's last name, Suchy, with one of those like accent agoos on it. Vladimir Sushi. Lacerda is not one that I would say I would like to try. I mean, so Lacerda games are really difficult because I like a lot of them. I actually do like to try most of his games, but they're a little bit much for me. And some of them I just don't really like as much. So, but some of them I do like quite a bit. So yes, I would like to play those games. Friedman Fries is not one of my favorites. I do like to try his games as well. I think he's got a lot of interesting ideas that are worth trying. Obviously, I like Knizia, but he's also not on like must play list. So those were the 4. It was Rosenberg, Feld, Hisashi, and Suchi. I don't know how to say his name properly, but I'm sorry about that. But the other one that I always love to try is Pfister. Alexander Pfister, no matter what, he does have hit or miss games, but those ones I'm always like, I need to play now. I want to try it. And so those are like the 4 to 5 designers that are must play in my opinion. So to find 10 underrated designers would be quite a stretch for me, and I would have a difficult time doing that. I think I could do it, but I probably wouldn't be as good about that. Bruno Cathala, I do like a lot of his games. He's got a lot of good games, but he also has a lot of games that I'm like, okay. On the same wavelength of Bruno Cathala, I'd probably go with Phil Walker Harding. I like his games, which are, I kind of put them at the same, like, weight, like, if you're going to play a game in that weight, I'd probably choose a Phil Walker Harding game versus a Bruno Cathala game in general. Kramer and Kiesling would definitely be on the higher end of designers in which I'd want to play, along with like Knizia would be right there, because they offer up a lot of different ideas that I really like in gameplay. So, yeah, I would have to find games I like whose designers I've never really heard of. Exactly. So there are definitely some designers I can think of, but it's not like, oh yeah, nothing really comes to mind. I've never been really good about like designers. So, and all of the ones that I mentioned, I like to think are well known, at least for the most part. If you're at all into games, you've probably at least heard of their names before, or at least their games you've probably heard of. So, it's harder to find those kind of. So that was a hard topic for me. When Tom proposed that one to me, I was like. And so this time we're actually going to go with a category, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's a category that I've already debated with Dan on. So, I'm interested to see what people will say, and I have my reasonings for what I've picked, and so that will be happening next Thursday, a top 10 with the Dice Tower. I feel like, it's what they do. It's like their shtick. If you hear top 10, you're like, oh, the Dice Tower. They got all the top 10s going on. So, it's pretty cool to be invited by them, and, I'm excited for the opportunity. So, with that being said, lots going on next week. I got the Kickstarter, I got Dice Tower going on, and other cool news was that I was invited by Bicycle Games, Games by Bicycle. So I don't know if you've heard of recent news where they picked up a new employee, Will Wheaton. And so Will Wheaton had this idea to have a panel of gamers, game reviewers, and the gaming scene. And so we're going to be, I got invited to join this. And so this is going to happen in mid-November sometime. I don't have details yet, but I'm very excited to join this panel. And, maybe they'll give me some good discussion points, because they haven't told me much yet. So I don't have very much information at all, just that it's like how to get gamers to the game table. And, so I'm very excited to join Games by Bicycle and their panel run by Will Wheaton. So that will be an exciting November event in November. So I think that's really cool, and I'm very, very, very looking forward to that. So that's exciting news. So a lot of things have been happening, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm excited. So, getting into games that I have just gotten recently. I have a pile of games to either side of me of all the games. And let's get right into it. The first game that I am, super excited to play is this one. So, can you guess what it is? I'm trying to get it so you can see all of the different types. All of these things. These are little honey sticks. I think that's what they're called. Honey sticks. I didn't even know this was a thing. Honey sticks. But I got these little honey sticks, and they're really cool. Bye, Matt. Thanks for joining in. They are for this awesome game called Honey Buzz. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These are the expansion packs and the extra upgraded bits. Oh my goodness. This game is amazing. I got to play it at Origins 2019, and it has come a long way. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I love this art. I love everything about this game. It's super, 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 super exciting. And yeah, I think it's it's a really cool tile placement game where you are managing your honeycombs and getting different types of honey and all these different goals that you're working towards. And I'm I hope to feature this one on the stream soon, as soon as Michael and I can get it played, and it's beautiful. I'm so excited for all the extra add-ons and everything, so I'm super excited for this game, and I already know it's good. I already know I like it, so that's even better, because I got to play it. Fairy season. I'm sad because it's a 3+ player trick-taking game. So I can't actually play it yet. But as soon as I have a third player, then we're going to play it. Yeah, sad you missed the Kickstarter for Honey Buzz. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Hopefully you can get it after the fact. Maybe somebody will sell their used copy and you can look for it on BGG. Fairy season. It's a nice little trick-taking, very, very beautiful small game. And I really look forward to playing this. I already know that I'm going to like it. Because I think I did the demo, or I watched the demo during BGG Gen Con, and it was a lot of fun. So I definitely am interested in playing this sometime in the near future. Or if it shows up on TTS, that would be really great, because we could play, and, then I can get it off of the shelf, because I want to play it so bad. I want to unplay shelf. I want to get it off of it. A game that just showed up today, right this very second, during this live stream, is Vidrado. Vidrado? I have no idea what it is. From Art Games. Looks like pattern building. Do we get to paint? I have no idea. But as soon as I know more, you're going to know more. It's already open, so let's see. It might be a prototype. I'm guessing it is. There's different art patterns on these cards. So I'm excited. I love learning new card games. This will be great. All right. What else? Oh my goodness, yes. The Unfair expansion. Oh, I love Unfair. It's been way too long since I played Unfair. The first time I ever played Unfair, I was like, I hate this game. It can be quite a mean game. So if you don't like that kind of thing, take that mechanic, then you're probably not gonna like it. But I got over it, and I really like it. So Unfair is a nice tableau builder. I mean, not nice. It's mean tableau builder. But I'm excited to see where the expansion leads. And looks like we have the races of Alien, B-movie, Dinosaur, and Western. Excellent. So it's 4 new possible mix-ins that you can mix in to get your theme of your park going on. So that is super exciting. I can't wait to play. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. One game that I just got in the mail, don't know anything about it, is the Red Cathedral. Does anybody know anything about it? As soon as I do, you will know something about it. Let's see. It says, English. Ivan the Terrible has ordered the construction of the cathedral in honor of his military victories. Many team of builders will take part in the construction, but only one of them will stand out to gain the favor of Tsar. Looks like tile building rondelle. It looks like a rondelle on that board. So, you know what? I'm excited. I like to try all the games. So it's actually a pretty hefty box. So that means, that they have the right size. It's not a full-size box, but it's full. So they have the right size box. So I like that already. A lot of dinos everywhere you look. Dino. It's like dino. It's like Dan was saying it was bees, but I think it's dinosaurs. The themes the past few years have been dinosaurs and maybe bees, but I think dinosaurs more so. We have cartographers! Huzzah! All right, you're like, well, don't you already have cartographers? I'm like, yeah, but I have a prototype in, like, ragged form. So this is actually, like, the real game cartographers. I have a real edition, and I got promo packs with it. Imagine that. So that's really excited. I definitely want to feature cartographers on the live stream, and coming up, we'll definitely feature cartographer heroes on the live stream. So, be on the lookout for cartographers and cartographer heroes that we will definitely be demonstrating on the live stream. And that will be a play along, so you guys can play along with us as we go. What else? Okay, so just came in during this stream. Here we have Escape from the Asylum. I saw this back at Gen Con. I think it was during the Comic-Con stream, Escape from the Asylum, and I contacted them because I was really interested. It seems like a really good, not necessarily escape the room, but yeah, escape the room. But it has different kinds of puzzles. It's more of a thinky storytelling, not necessarily solve this abstract puzzle, but more of a mind bend kind of situation. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. It's part 1 and part 2, and you're trying to escape from the asylum before something bad happens. So definitely excited to play this. I saw that being demoed and was like, yes. What else? Also, that came in the same pack is Storytellers. Now, this is really, really great for kids and families. I haven't played it yet, but you are building your own story, and you're trying to, like, get people to vote on your critter or your, like, item to be in the story. And then as you go, you're building the story, and so every game is like a storybook, and you're going to read the story, but new characters are going to come into play. And I think it's really good, and it'd be really great for, like, a teacher setting, like a classroom or a family, you know, when you're just reading and learning different, like, mechanics. So there is a small game in here as well. So it's not just storytelling, but it has a nice little, like, play where you're voting on different people's, like, choices and stuff. So it's really cute. So definitely want to feature that and take pretty pictures. The art is amazing. So yeah, the Escape from the Asylum definitely has a weird size box. This is not a common size box at all. What else? I showed this off briefly at the beginning of the stream because T was here, and she works at Haba, and so I'm excited to play Hedgehog Haberdash. Super cute kids game, plays 3 and up, so it's not going to be a very challenging game, but I know it will be super cute, and it will take really great pictures, so I'm very excited to play this one. It's very colorful. It has those colorful leaves in it too, and all these little, like, hedgehogs have these eyeglasses. They're so cute. So that will be fun, and that's probably going to be a really fast game anyway. This just came in. Chronicles of Crime 1400. I played the demo version of it back whenever they were doing the Kickstarter for it, and it was just an entry-level scenario, which has now been changed and updated. Now there's 4 new games in the standalone edition of Chronicles of Crime, and this is just the 1400 game itself. So I'll definitely be checking that out. I had a great time with 1400. I do think it was the best in the series so far, which is saying quite a lot because they have a really great lineup of Chronicles of Crime games, but this one, they just refined it almost perfectly to include different pathways to get to figure out how to solve the case, if you will. So I think what they're doing with this series of games is really great. And, you know, if you haven't played Chronicles of Crime yet, you know, this would actually be a pretty good place to start because, you know, it takes place in the 1400s. And so you're not going to have to deal with, like, cell phones and all these different other, like, computers or electronics. You have to deal with all like shovels and stuff. So this one might be easier, but it flows much better. So no cell phones in 1400. Sorry, Tate. I haven't played the 1900 or 2400 in the series yet, so those I'll definitely also want to be checking out as well. Oh, don't cry. Look, I'm almost done with my games to review. So it's a couple more. So many games of like coming in. We have Tales of Evil. This game, it's like really heavy, so I'm like falling over. Tales of Evil. I read the back. I don't know much about it. I believe it's co-op, and that we're all kids in the 80s, and we're running around, kind of like Stranger Things, I think, is what they're getting at. So we're trying to like solve the cases, take on monsters. I don't know, plays 1 to 6 in 60 minutes. So I think there's scenario based, so we're going to play a bunch of different scenarios. And hey, Michael says he's a kid of the 80s, so you're going to love this game. And so it sounds like it should be a Halloween type theme game that we should play during the live stream at some point in October. So we'll be playing that within a couple weeks, I'm sure. And we'll see what's inside this box because it's heavy and there's a lot of stuff going on in there. I already know things. Ugh. Gotta figure out where to put all these games like sheep. Got so many games. Finally, the last game I'm very excited to check out is called Guildmaster. Guildmaster, I have no idea, but it looks like we're rolling dice, collecting cards, maybe fulfilling goals. It says scheme, build, adventure. So you are the master of a new adventuring guild, competing with rival guilds for fame and increasingly dangerous events threatening the city. Combine your adventure skills and abilities to complete contracts, recruit adventurers, and upgrade your guild. So I already know that I'm going to like this game. And it's Good Games Publishing. They have great games, so, unfair, I got a lot of games to play, guys. I have so many games to play. What else? What else is there? I think that's about it. I think I covered it all. Now I can never cover it all. It's already gone 9 minutes over the time where I thought, so a lot's going on these days. So again, one last time, follow along for my Kickstarter. I get my calendar, show it off one more time. Very excited. You can follow along, get launched updates, and join in on the Kickstarter. Come get this beautiful calendar for your own. I'm very excited. Put a lot of work into that, so exciting times if you're Stephs, which is me. A lot going on. I have to get my new to me blog up and running soon, and I have a lot of games to review in the next week. Ooh, very nice. Thank you. You can order a 2020 calendar at reduced prices right now. Yep, that is true. This is my 2020 calendar. It looks very similar to this, but with all the new games. So this is this year's calendar. It's currently, what day is it? It's September. Here we go. Here's September's month. So that's what we're looking at on my wall over there. It's right over there. And October is the scary month, so all of the monster games and stuff. And I gotta get in the camera. And so, I love that Seventh Continent picture. Oh, I love it. A lot of good stuff happening. So if you like collages of games, even if you don't know the games, I take pretty pictures of the games so you can appreciate the pretty picture. So you might not need a calendar, but you know what? Get one anyway. Because you're supporting me, the channel, and my continuation of doing game calendars. And I really love doing it. It's my 8th year of doing a game calendar, so it's a lot. Michael says, don't let the last 3 months pass without a cool calendar. That's right. That is right. Once you have one, you will need it. Exactly. That's basically what Michael said. He's like, I didn't want a calendar, but because, he bought one originally and then he put it up and he really likes it. So you don't know until you do it. Exactly. And so until you see it on your wall and see how beautiful it is and see how much you smile. And one of the best comments I heard was from Nathan, my friend Nathan. He's like, yeah, we use your calendar to decide what game we're going to play. I'm like, that's amazing. That's so great. So I influence game night sometimes. How cool is that? That's like the best compliment ever. Just put it on your wall next to your desktop, and it looks good and makes you feel good. That's how I choose to play my games. Yep, throw a dart at the calendar, wherever it lands, that's what you play. The problem is most people don't own most of these games, but if you're crazy like me, you'll own them all. But yeah, I also like having like the back page, which is just like a collage of images. It's just like, it's fun to look at and see all the pretty games that people are playing, and so many good games. So I can't add every picture I want to. I always like narrow it down to like 200 pictures, and then I ended up using like maybe 130 of them or something. So I don't get to use all the pictures I want to, and so it's so sad. So I ended up putting a collage of images at the end, because I could put usually in calendars you'll see like, put your notes here, or like a calendar for 2022 or something. And so I just take all that out and just put in pictures, because I think it's fun. That's why people read the blog and watch the videos to find out what games they should buy. Exactly. And Michael and I have been trying to feature games on this Twitch channel that, are new and exciting and people might want to play. And so I think it's been helping a lot, and helping promote me and everything that I'm doing. So it's been quite a journey during this COVID, and it's been really exciting to see how everything grows and how they interact with the community and everything like that. So if you ever have any suggestions on what games to play, I did get a suggestion the other day that they want to see Nippon being played, because I see it behind me over here. And so that'll be an adventure, because I only played that game once. I liked it, and it stays on the shelf because I liked it, but it's pretty heavy, as What's Your Game games are generally fairly heavy in rule set. So we'll see. I want to play it now that it's been brought to my attention that they want to see more heavier Euro type games, which I love the Euro games. And so I would definitely be up for playing big Euro games. I need to play some solo games like Fields of Arle and stuff. Yes, Michael and I go live Wednesdays starting at 5, and Sundays we usually try and start at 5 or 6. And we play 3 or 4 games. So you join in. I try and pick games that people can participate in at some point. Maybe if it's a roll and write, or the other day we played Robots, which was super fun. So if we can get like people involved too, that it always makes me happy to see that happening. So this is all in Central Time. Thank you. Because we're in Central Time. We're in Tennessee. So I think I've already run way over my limit of an hour. So I think I am good for today. I really thank everybody so much for joining in and hearing everything I had to say with all the news and everything going on. It can get kind of crazy, so it's nice to have it all in one place where everybody can join in and, enjoy the games that I've been enjoying and ask questions and stuff. So be on the lookout for more reviews of all the games that I've showed off here, because those will be coming soon. And happy October. What day is it? Almost October. I still have a few more days, thankfully, because I need all the time I can get. The next week's gonna be crazy. Have a good day, everybody. Use my calendar. Use my calendar. Bye. Have a great weekend. Play all the games. All the games.